ABC, all of whom have worked together to make this event possible. I'd like to welcome Philip Wollen.
King Lear, late at night on the cliffs, asks the blind Earl of Gloucester, "How do you see the world?" And the blind man Gloucester replies, "I see it feelingly." And shouldn't we all? Animals must be off the menu because tonight they are screaming in terror in the slaughterhouses, in crates and in cages. Vile, ignoble gulags of despair. You see, I heard the screams of my dying father as his body was ravaged by the cancer that killed him. And I realized I'd heard those screams before. The slaughterhouse, their eyes stabbed out and their tendons slashed on the cattle ships to the Middle East, and the dying mother wail as a harpoon explodes in her brain as she calls out to her. Their cries were the cries of my father. And I discovered that when we suffer as equals. And in their capacity to suffer, a dog is a pig, is a bear, is a boy. Meat today is the new asbestos, more murderous than tobacco. CO2, methane, and nitrous oxide from the livestock industry are killing our oceans with acidic, hypoxic dead zones. 90% of small fish are ground up into pellets to feed to livestock. Vegetarian cows today are the world's largest ocean predators. The oceans are dying in our time. By 2048, all our fisheries will be dead, the lungs and the arteries of the earth. Billions of bouncy little chicks are ground up alive simply because they are male. Only 100 billion people have ever lived. 7 billion people live today. And yet we torture and kill 2 billion sentient living beings every year. 10,000 entire species are wiped out every year because of the actions of one. And we're now facing the 6th mass extinction in cosmological history. If any other organism did this, a biologist would call them a virus. It is a crime against humanity of unimaginable proportions. But happily, the world is changing. 10 years ago, Twitter was a bird sound. www was a stuck keyboard. Cloud was in the sky. 4G was a parking space. Google was a baby's burp. Skype was a typo. And Al-Qaeda was my plumber. Victor Hugo said, "There is nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come." Well, animal rights today is now the greatest social justice issue since the abolition of slavery. Do you know there are over 600 million vegetarians in this world? And that is bigger than the United States, England, France, Germany, Spain, Italy, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, all put together. If we were one nation, we would be bigger than the 27 nations of the European Union. Can you believe that? And despite this massive demographic footprint, we are still drowned out by the raucous hunting, shooting, killing cartels who believe that violence is the answer when it should not even be a question. Meat kills animals, kills us, and is killing our economies. Medicare has already bankrupted the United States. They will need $8 trillion invested in treasury bills just to pay the interest, and they have precisely zero. They could shut down every school, Army, Navy, Air Force, Homeland Security, Marines, CIA, and FBI, and they still will not have the money to pay their doctor bills. And our Cornell and Harvard say that the optimum amount of meat in a healthy human diet is precisely zero. As you know, is the new oil. Nations will soon be going to war for it. Underground aquifers that took millions of years to fill are now running dry. It takes 50,000 liters of precious drinking water to make 1 kilo of beef. Today, 1 billion people are hungry. 20 million people will die from malnutrition. Cutting meat by only 10% will feed 100 million people, and eliminating meat will end starvation forever. If everyone ate a Western diet, we would need 2 planet Earths to feed us. We've only got one, and she is dying. Greenhouse gas emissions from livestock is 50% greater than transport, as Peter said. Cars, trains, buses, ships, lorries, the whole lot. And as I travel around the world, I see poor countries who sell their grain to the West while their own children starve in their arms. And the West feeds it to livestock so we can eat a steak. The only one who sees this as a crime? Believe me, every morsel of meat we eat is slapping the tear-stained face of a hungry child. Do I remain silent? The earth can produce enough food for everyone's need, but not enough for everyone's greed. We are facing the perfect storm. If any nation had developed weapons that could wreak such havoc on the planet, we would launch a preemptive military strike and bomb it back into the Bronze Age. But it's not a rogue state, it's an industry. The good news is we don't have to bomb it. We can just stop buying it. Sir George Bush was wrong. The axis of evil does not run through Iraq, Iran, or North Korea. It runs through our dining tables. Weapons of mass destruction are our knives and forks. Our proposition is the Swiss Army knife of the future. It solves our environmental, water, human health problems and ends cruelty.
All right. Happy Friday to other some of my brothers in Bombay and Australia. Maybe in Australia you recognize him, Philip Wollen, a former Citicorp VP. Went to one of his clients to a slaughterhouse, and that day quit his job and dedicated his life to helping humanity and animals. So, Friday it is. Nothing too crazy going on. Grayscale yesterday, sold nearly, I believe it was 600 million in outflows. It was one of the largest single day redemptions since January 22nd, but inflows into other spot Bitcoin ETFs offset the sales. Could you imagine if they didn't sell? I believe we would have, and also if Coinbase didn't go down, we would have hit 64, and I don't believe we would have crashed near as hard. Maybe a little setback, but I believe we would have hit some shorts, and the Coinbase crashing, which will happen every time, was par for the course. And unfortunately, a lot of profit taking, people got scared and sold off, but nothing too crazy, I don't think. As you see here, showing the Tangent wallet. Why do we want to use it? Whether it's Tangent or anything, I don't care what you use, but at least learn to use it. Tangent's the easiest. I bought quite a few things today and off to the new one. I have a bunch of older ones, but bought a couple new packs, and that's what I'm using now. Not a huge difference in the wallets, but there's some upgrades to the new one. So feel free to go to my site and use the 10% off link, or don't. Just go ahead and get yourself one. At least get yourself some type of storage. To me, Tangent, I don't like putting software on my laptop or whatever it may be and then plugging in and downloading more things and then going off like the Ledger like I always used to. I prefer this. It's easier. So, what did I buy today? Velodrome. Had an issue with that. It's there were some technical difficulties. Was trying to get in at. Still having technical difficulties here. Look at this. Was trying to get in around 8 cents, and before I knew it, that was canceled. Tried to get in. Right there is where I got in. Not happy about it, but that's all right. Actually ended up doubling up on it. Been watching this for a while, and unfortunately been watching Aerodrome, which is the one I really wanted to get into, but it's popped too much for me. I don't know where it's going to go from here. It might be like Fetch AI and doesn't stop, but it's having a hell of a week, just like many others. It's very interesting. Is a few things waking up. So here you see Aerodrome. What a week this has had. It's all day. It's not 46. Here. What a week. Look at this. I was looking to get in right around here. Yeah, I'm not jumping in on that. Not jumping in on that because perfect example. I think it'll do fine, but you just don't know. People, when you have a candle like that, people just take profits and it could struggle to get back up there. You never know. But here's a perfect example, right? I'm in at like 8, 9 cents, 7 cents, something like that, and popped up here. Actually, should have sold it. It was 85, I believe, was our top. And nothing but straight down. Will it get back up there? I believe so, but I'm not. And normally I like to DCA. I'm not DCAing it. When I'm in here, see something like this, I'm out, right? In regards to not selling, but I'm not buying anymore. I DCA when it goes lower most of the time. I'm not looking to get in at 40 cents, and so it's struggled since then. It's struggled since the high. It's I thought, to be honest with you, I would hit this and then head back up, at least stay in the 60s for a bit, but no, it cannot hold support. But it's such a huge pump that it had. But this is not something I like to see. That is not pretty. But if we stay in these levels, if we can hold in the 40s, I'll be happy as well. I'm up on it, but I was up a hell of a lot more. So it's frustrating to see, but that's the market we're in right now. Look at this. I mean, this is ridiculous. That are waking up. Look at that, right? My average in on this is 83 cents. I bought it all the way from 115 to 35 cents last bull market. I'm just looking for it to get to $1, and I will take my 100 grand and move on. Great browser, but it's, been around a long time. It never has a strong bull market, never. And look at the supply. It's not huge. Why it didn't reach $3-4 in the last market? Well, it didn't have the time. Things got cut so short. Look at Bonk. I'm not a meme guy, but that's the only one I own, and I loaded up at like 0.000013. So why not just mess around with it? It's the only one I bought and only one I will buy, because typically the biggest runs are before they hit Coinbase. Cardano, is it on its way to $1? It has been hitting the 70 mark all week, finding some footing, hopefully at 70 cents, right? We've been ducking down to 69, 67, but what a week it's having. It is, people laugh. They just, has it had a run? Has this or XRP had a run? No. They are slow movers, but the slow ones will typically win the race. They will not be $5, $10, $15. Not going to happen. I was listening to Ben Armstrong talking about XRP hitting $15 or $20. That's not going to happen. Not going to happen. What's up, Gene? Eugene. What do I like better? I have them both. I love Quant. And Quant's a B2. I've been buying it for a while. I like them both. I tell you what. So Quant, what I love about it, and it's probably why you're in it, is the tokenomics of it. Right? I think our max on this is 14 million, so it takes nothing to move this. Nothing. I believe it'll, when we're in the heat of it, we should see $1,000 on this. That's my goal. I've been buying, I'll tell you my average cost if you hold on. To answer your question, it's both. I've been accumulating them both late in the bear market, but well under $100. And I say well, not let me tell you where I'm at. And you're not late on them, but I don't like them at these levels, right? Quant was tied to $1 for so long. I don't, I'm not buying it anymore here, right? So it's at $125. I think you'll do fine in it, but I would wait for me personally, a retracement back. I don't know if you're going to see $100 again. If we have a big sell-off, you will. So my average cost is about, I got a bunch at like $80 up to 96, to be honest with you. So not the greatest ends, but I kept accumulating. Aave, on the other hand, same deal. I think I'm pretty much the same on both of them. What I love about Aave, and I'm not necessarily in love with the project, even though I think it's good, it's really the same tokenomics that this will have. Right, so this is like 12, right, so we're Aave 14 million. It's pretty much vested. I believe max is 15, 16 million, something like that. They're both going to have their turn to pop. Now, if you're asking me, I can't tell you which one to buy, but I own them both. I'm heavily invested in them both. I believe Aave will not have a huge run, right? But will we see all-time highs? Will we see $600-700 on this? Well, we could. It's a project, and with quant, it's a lot of people don't like George and everything, doesn't like B2B plays. Well, I do. I like any play that has tokenomics like this and has interest. I mean, this would not be at $100 if people were not accumulating. Now, the volume's not great on them. Volume's better on Aave typically than quant. Let's check out quant's volume today. That's the only issue I have with quant. And once these things spike up, once they get 100 million, 200 million in volume, 300 million, they're going to take off. Look at only 56 million. 56 million, it's number 64. So, that's why it's not doing anything crazy. Are you in any of them? Are you in either? Okay, $100. Looking for a quick up to rotate it. Man, do you have a lot of powder on the side? If you have a lot of quant, what's the point of, unless you put in 10, 20, 30 grand, maybe not a bad sell. Take your 25%. For a quick up to rotate it. Where do you want to go into? Aave? I wouldn't get out of quant to go into Aave, me personally. These, I don't have a ton in them, but I've got, about 10K in each. And if I can, you got to see where we're at in the next couple months. My goal is $1,000 for both of them. But I'll be happy with 500. Then I'll rotate it out. But I like them both. I like quant better. Because they're, that is going to, they have, I don't know how much they're being used, but they do have utility, and that's, does that count for price? It really doesn't. Utility doesn't mean crap in crypto, as you know. It's hype. That you could have the best technical that there is, and you can have a coin named after your rabbit, go up 10,000%. Hard to explain in chat. Well, understood. But if you're, I don't know if you're in them both, but I think they're good plays. But if you're up decent money and you want to rotate it into something, I'm always careful about that. I'm not a big rotator. I got into a couple today that, I'm looking to do that. I don't like short-term capital gains taxes, so I'm not a trader. I accumulate, and hopefully sell and make profit. I don't. No one picks the top, no one picks the bottom. That's for sure. Next week, if we can get some better inflows than if the GBTC, if they can lay off for a week or so, and our ETFs keep pumping it in, I think we're in good shape. And Michael Saylor, maybe he can buy some more. We need a couple days to get us to the past the 64K mark, and then we will hit some shorts and pop up to 70 pretty quick. Eugene, where are you residing? Here in America? I have to excuse, we're having a party tomorrow for my youngest turning 15, so we're got some noise in the background, making cakes and stuff like that. Vegan cakes, of course. It's unbelievable how the meme coins are going up. Okay, gotcha. So, I think we've had a very good week. I had my concerns over the weekend. I always have concerns on Sunday, though the last 2 Sundays we have not had sell-offs. Institutions are closed, and so we don't have any fears of outflows, but we also don't get the joy of inflows as well. But Bitcoin's struggling to get back to the 63K mark. We got to get up there and find some support. I'm not a TA guy. I don't believe in it. I was a TA guy with stocks and bonds back in the day, but I don't. There is definitely some logic to it, but it all goes out the window with hype or with inflows or when we hit the shorts and the longs. All that TA goes out the window, so I don't go by that. But you do find bottoms. But we could, people are saying we got a bottom around 61.5. We could blow through that easily. Ethereum having a decent day. I'm out of Ethereum now. I feel like there's going to be better plays there. I think we'll, be lucky to see a $8,000 Ethereum if they do get an ETF, which I think the SEC will push off as much as they can, unless they take out Gary Gensler and put in Hester Pierce. She would approve it now. But XRP waking up a little bit. We got to get that to where Cardano is. These meme coins waking up are just comical to me, but I'm glad people are making money. People who have been in them a while. Avalanche and same with Injective have had a run this week. I'm in Injective. I was gonna buy a ton more at $30. Kept talking about that in here, and I never did. I could see this easily hitting $100. I love the tokenomics. I love what they do, but I think I'll do better elsewhere. You got to pick where you want the rest of your capital. We're the people who are here now. We know that we're early compared to everyone else, but this is not the beginning of the bull market. That started the great prices. These are still great prices, but the great prices were over the last 2 years. Many people were scared to make moves, right? I made moves, but I was also, up from the last bull market, but down so much on certain ones that I was slowly creeping in on my DCAing instead of normally I would be throwing a ton at it. But we had so many things go wrong in the bear market that we're crawling out of that many people's confidence was shot. I don't like to see Velodrome. This screwed me up this morning, and I put quite a bit of change in there. This is having a retracement back, and this is a fork from Velo, so hopefully that doesn't get too hard this weekend. But I'm so diversified this bull run that even my things that are taking a huge hit, not below where I bought it, but taking a hit from their gains, they're offset by things waking up. Near stacks, I'm in huge here. Like I said, BAT, basic attention token, that will have its day. Can guarantee that. But you'll be lucky to get a buck and a half out of the basic attention token, which has total utility. But it's at 32 cents. that will have its day, but it's a slow mover. Real world assets. This, Maple has the best tokenomics, but I hate the volume it gets, and it is not, you know, it takes nothing to move this thing, but I just hate the volume. And it's high priced, but it's still a low market cap because of the circulating supply. I'm all in on this bad boy right here, down to 21 cents. Hondo I think is fantastic, but their tokenomics suck in comparison to Maple. But they also do some different tokenizing, treasuries, and they have some huge backers with BlackRock amongst many others. So I can see this at $1. It'll struggle to get there. It'll take its time, but I mean, it's slowly, not even slowly. It's making a pretty good move, and it retraces back a little, but then it finds support. It's just unbelievable. This is my main. Where I got in, all the way down, down, DCA, 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 get back, went down a little bit, DCA, DCA. Wasn't happy with the amount I bought, so I grabbed some more around 33 cents because I wanted to round it off. I don't want to be at 31,600. I want to be at 40,000. I think it'll pay off. It's already doing well. Volume has picked up again. They have a huge token unlocks coming, but not for another almost year. So we're in good shape. We'll be in the thick of the bull run. God willing, that nothing catastrophic happens and we are going, nothing macro wise or whatever it may be, Gary Gensler wise, puts a damper in it. But Hondo's a great one in my view. I'm not a buyer at 50 cents, so I'm all in. I wish I bought triple what I bought, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. We always want to buy more. What else are you in, Eugene? So the news, in regards to news, there's nothing too crazy in the last couple of days. What I do like is BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF starts trading in Brazil. That's wonderful. So Grayscale's selling of GBTC did start accelerating, but I'm hoping, I wish they would just get it all over with. Because the main thing we don't want is after the halving, big unloads by Grayscale's, Genesis, so on and so forth. That would be horrible. And please note that these ETFs will eventually sell. There will be sellers. It's not all accumulating. And when we're hitting $100,000, which will be a struggle, there will be profit taking eventually. I heard George today saying we're going to be at 700. We could be at $750,000 by within a year. No way. I can't see the future, but that bullish. I'm a bull. I'm a serious bull, but I've seen too many people get hurt because they feel like they can't lose. The market can change on a dime. George is newer to it. He's done very, very well. Been in it since, I think he started YouTube at 17, 18, something like that. Before that, he was saying today he was dead broke. Well, nothing wrong with that, but he's somewhat of a Bitcoin maxi. And that he thinks we'll have a super cycle. I don't see that happening. You can't escape a bear market in crypto, in stocks, in the world. Everything goes in cycles. We have our bull market, and then we're printing money, and we keep going and going, and then lower interest rates when we get into a recession, and something happens, fludemic, employment, whatever it may be, bank failures, right? We're getting used to bank failures now. Back in the day, I remember when that killed everything, but Obama bailed everyone out. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about Fetch. Fetch, I watched go up from 4 cents, kept watching it, and it traded between 17 cents and 24 cents for months. And I'm like, I'm going to buy 20,000 at 17 cents and sell it at 24 and buy it back, which back in the stock days, we call it rolling stocks. 17 to 24. The price is going back and forth, back and forth. That TA, now that's when TA works, right? And it was working for quite some time. And then it went down to 16 cents. I didn't get in until like 53 cents. Got up to, had a good run. And then the news about the bankruptcy came out, and I'm like, you know what? I better sell it. What a dumb move. Horrible move. And I sold it. I'd be up 100K. And it was my fault. I was reading up on it. It wasn't a rash decision, but Bob at Crypto News and Wendy and a couple other things they panicked a little bit, even though they weren't in it. Did my homework, and that week was very, very sketchy. So I sold out of it. And I wanted to see what was going to happen. It did drop down to like 51 cents. I wanted to see what was going to happen and then buy back in. And there was no news, and it just popped. And I wasn't going to buy in at 70 cents. I wasn't going to buy in at a buck something. So Fetch is a sore spot with me. I'll get over it, but it's annoying knowing I've watched it since it was a baby. And yeah, PNG, I'm loving that, but I wish it didn't retrace back. So this is ridiculous. It's gonna be at $2 before we know it. So I'll tell you one. Well, you probably, if you've watched my videos, you've seen. You're in Fetch. Don't sell that, or I wouldn't. Do what you got to do. AIOZ. I'm in this at a penny. That's one I wish I bought a hell of a lot more of. Have enough of it, but got a pretty good chunk. Feel that way with AOZ. I missed AOZ at 2 cents exactly. You've been doing this a long time. I can tell. I've been doing this forever, even before crypto was a thing. I did listen on Fetch. Bullshit. You got to go with your gut. And I'm sure this is with you as well. I have picked more winners that I didn't get into this bull run so far than I ever have before. I just look at something and I don't do it, and it's like, haha, F you, I'm going up. Perfect example, as we discussed, this. Suku, I was going to buy just for the hell of it. I don't even love the project, but you don't have to right now. I was going to buy, put in 20 grand the other week. Watched it and looked into it for days. You can't find great info on it. I did all the reading. I just was going to buy it right around here. It doubles. That's not a big deal compared to this. Did you get in at PNG? Did you say? Yeah, I think me personally, depending on how much cash and how risk adverse you are, or how much you like risk, I think AIOZ is going to be good with the narrative. I don't see that as a lose, but it depends on how much you're going to put in. Me personally, let's say it's me, if it's going to be $1,000 or $2,000, I just don't think I would do it. This has got to get back up to the all-time high, or at least to 80 cents, and I'll be happy. You just hate to see in a day it go up. It's up. It's worth, let's say, 70, 80 grand, and the next day it's worth 40. That just, it's down 50% of the high. Not too many other things have retraced like that. 26 cents. Let me see where I'm at PNG. Might be higher than I thought. And that's why with some of these channels, PNG, I actually heard from, I think it was DZ at Discover Crypto. And, I don't, you can find things that you like and dislike about many of these channels. Most of them are shilling something and they just want you to like, or whatever it may be, or trying to, they're good. What really bothers me and why I started this is I don't like the Discord groups or the private groups that people say, we're going to save this for a private group, our paying group, our Patreon group. I don't like that. George knew something about Cody the other day. I don't know if you listened to George. He knew something about Cody weeks ago, but he would only share it with his Patreon group. And that's just, that guy was a nothing before crypto, and he has 8,000 people in his chat, and he gets mad at them for, they'll give him a couple $100, and he won't even answer their questions. So, not cool. All right, let's see where I'm at. Okay, I'm not as great of an entry, but I'm around 10 cents on PNG, and I wish I bought more, but what a run up. You know, I'm just hoping it can hold at 40. It wants to hold at 40, but it could break through. So I don't know. You know, at some point I might look at it. If we start hitting into 30s, I might take profit and roll it into something else. I'll take out money for taxes because short-term capital gains, but we'll have to see. I love the tokenomics of it. I just was hoping we were going to see a buck out of it and hit some type of support. But it's not in the cards right now because it is trending not in a lovely way. I'm hoping we can, can keep doing this, right? But not do this. This, I'm going to move this bad boy up here, and start heading that way. I don't know if we're going to see that over the weekend though. Let's see the volume. Volume's very light compared to what it was, right? That's not a good sign. So to me, a lot of people were in, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cents and huge run up. They took their profits and ran. So I believe it'll come back, but it's not going to follow the path of, let's say, Fetch or, Fetch just keeps going, and it stayed stagnant for a while, and then boom, next leg up, and it's because of, the AI narrative. You should think, though, you might be kicking yourself if this ends up being... Now, tokenomics are quite a bit different, but not huge. Look at the volume. It's horrible. This is worth looking at least, just because you don't want this at 80 cents and kicking yourself going, it's another one. Pretty stubborn, too. When I see something go from 1, 2 cents, I don't even care if it's 10 cents, and you want to buy it and you don't, and next thing you know it's at 40 cents. It's a tough pill to swallow for most people. I do it. I jump in still if I think it'll go up, but I don't necessarily think that my move today, with the technical difficulties, it didn't work out for me. I don't know if this was the best move for me, because we're right around where I bought it, and I don't like that. Because I was trying to get in here and had major issues with tech. It was shutting me down, not being able to buy. I kept trying to buy, and then boom, bought right there. That's frustrating. I'd be a little bit more in the money right now. I'm not looking to make a couple points on my holdings, so we'll see. There's one channel pumping. Hold on, it's hard when I'm looking at the chat on a different laptop. I have to hit something. I'm going to hit T on it to see it, because some of your chat is blocked by the thing on YouTube. There was a channel pumping PNG last week. They may have dumped out. Interesting. What channel was that? Who's good dumpers is Banter. They're known for pumping and dumping, but I've gotten some good plays from them. Usually I get good picks from the people that they have on. Example is this. Pardon me. Metis. So I was going to jump in this around $30. Never did. I'm in now. I was waiting for it to come back. I'm in at 80. And I like this project. It's with Victalik's mom. I'm in this instead of Ethereum. I'm out of Ethereum now. Look at this circulating supply. I love it. Volume's actually higher for them. If you're looking, have you looked at Metis? If you're looking at Aave and everything, I like this better than Aave. I love it at 113. To me, this is another one that's going to be enough. My out is around $600-700, hopefully. And that's in the heat of the bull market. Got it at $10. Oh, damn it. Very nice. I was almost in at 30, but I'll take, that was one where I was very stubborn at, but I bought in, I'll tell you. Had the bigger drops. I just said, screw it. I want in it, so I don't want to pay $100. Yeah, my average is $80, so quite a bit off from you. So, I mean, I did that. Maybe you relook at AIOZ, but I think Metis moves a lot faster than AIOZ. Tokenomics are completely different, and that's one thing many people don't think about. They just look at things. They're not looking at like Arbitron, the huge unlocks that it has coming up. This right here is why you're sitting in very good profit. Why you're up, $10 to 113 right now. Right? If this was $1 billion, I can promise you, it would not be here. No way in hell. Not even close. It'd be it would have struggled to be at $10, with $1 billion circulating supply. But yeah, this one is going to be a great one for you. Hopefully, you bought enough to, hell, it doesn't even matter if you spend $1,000 on it. This is going to be a gold mine for you, I believe. Yeah. I thought jumped on here because I had a couple questions from some people overseas that can't jump in at night because right now it's like 4 in the morning for them. Not really answering them. I'm gonna have dinner in a few. Got some Thai food. And what else are you? What sectors are you jumping into? Are you pretty well diversified for the run? And are you all set? Or are you constantly buying and selling, holding? I know a lot of people who are just done and they're waiting. I'm not doing that. I like to be active. I will get too bored just sitting and watching. But I'm not in and out. I don't like trading crypto for another one. I feel like when you do that, the second I sell XRP, which I've had since 2016 and 17, is the day it'll pump. And I'm too in the money on it to sell it. 11 a.m. No. I don't know. No, tomorrow we have a birthday party. I will jump on Sunday. Does that work for you? Sunday, like 11 a.m. Central Time. Tomorrow we have the family's coming over to celebrate my daughter. The freshman in high school made varsity soccer, so I'm pretty excited about that for her. Yeah, I heard alto. Is that alto? ALTO? Oh, Alto Solutions. What's up with them? Do you work with them or something? Oh, okay. This one right here? It'll come up. Seems to be a delay from my stream, from what I'm seeing to what you guys see. Change their approach. Must change, lives in, turn and gets a benefit. Okay. Oh, I'll have to look into this. Very cool. Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll check it out and I'll set something up for Sunday. And yep. I'm exhausted, so not much to talk about tonight. Normally I have a little more energy, but Friday, I'm beat. They sell the Coinbase. Okay. Yeah, I'll check this out. I'll check it out, man. Yeah, let me know if you have anything else. And I'm going to go join the family for some dinner and get ready for the shindig tomorrow. I'll catch you on Sunday, and feel free to share my channel. Let's get people involved. If you know, you may be the only person you know in crypto. I'm certainly, one of the few. One of my daughter's boyfriends into it, trying to help him a lot. If he would listen to me more, he would be up a shitload. I told him to buy Benki, they call it, but I told him to buy it ages ago, and it's had a good week. But people don't listen. All right, brother. See you Sunday.